Growing up in Iran, the life is very different over there than here. Over there, we don't have the freedom that we have over here. I know in Iran, we have these underground church. They go to these houses because if the government find out, they can arrest all of them and, they're all gonna kill them basically. Back in 2008, I received a Bible from my husband. Basically, he used to go to the church. We were friends back in that time. And one day I decided, just to go to church with him. So when I went to church, I noticed that people are so friendly, very loving people, even though they know, I'm not a Christian, but they accepted me. And that was a big thing for me. The first impression, I was like, wow, so they have no problem for me being a Muslim. I get to the point that I felt like I got very confused. I grew up with having Quran, reading Quran, so it was a big challenge for me. And I felt like, holding a Bible, it was just for me, it was a hard thing for me. Like, I was like, I'm doing a big sin now against Allah. I should have never do that. It's like, I keep, talking to myself, like, who are you, God? Are you a God of Allah or are you God of, the Bible? I was very confused and I decided to start reading the Bible. The more I read it, the more I was going through the Word of God. And I can never describe because it's a feeling that your heart is like letting you go through it. And the more you read it, the more you are just going through it because God is talking to me. God is talking to, like I was finding myself who I am as a person, why God created me, how was everything started. So I get to the point that I wanted to read one more chapter, one more. I used to go to bed, like at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh shoot, I gotta go to work the next day. But then I was like, let me just have one more verses, one more chapter. And then one day I told a pastor that I want to become a Christian. And since then, I gave my heart to Lord. My life has been changed. I am not the same person anymore that I used to be. I can tell you that 100% since I became a Christian, I look at people different. I look at people as God says, love your enemy. I look at them, they're just beautiful people, regardless of, what religion they are or who they are. We just have to love on them. For me, growing up in Iran, for example, not my close family, but it's like a relative or a government find out, I became a Christian, it's a death penalty basically, because Islam is saying there's no any other religion. If there is any other religion other than Islam, you would be basically kafir. It would be like you would be thrown out of Allah's command. Whatever He tells you to follow in Quran, you would be out of that. So they will call you're a kafir. You're just not a good person anymore. You will have an eternity life in the hell. So a lot of people growing up with that cultures, with that thought, so they are afraid of it. Even though if they want to open up their heart to come to Jesus, they have this fear. Oh no, what if it's a big sin for them to not being Muslim anymore. So it's a very big decision. It's a very big step. I always tell my families and friends that being a Christian is not a religion. It's a relationship between you and God. You don't have to go through 10 or 12 imam or prophet to talk to God. You can just literally straight you and God, and it's in your heart. You don't have to show any document that you're a Christian or you're Muslim. You can just have that relationship between you and God, and that would be enough.